At 1-800-Flowers.com, we know that connections are at the heart of being human. Whether celebrating life's joys or comforting during tough times, 1-800-Flowers helps you express what words can't. For nearly 50 years, millions have trusted 1-800-Flowers to deliver thoughtful gifts that help create lasting bonds. Because it's more than just a gift. It's your way of showing you care. Visit 1-800-Flowers.com/WWO and connect today. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/WWO.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Thursday Night Football is on, and it's only on Prime Video. This week, the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans collide in an AFC showdown. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with football's best party, TNF Tonight, presented by Verizon. Not a Prime member? Not a problem. Simply sign up for a 30-day free trial. It's the Bills and the Texans, Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime Video. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
You're listening to Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where two best friends recap romance novels while wondering about power dynamics and loving all of these messy bitches. Hey HBs, I'm so glad you're back for part 2. Okay, quick piece of business. We're going to be participating in the Blackout the System boycott that's being organized for November 25th to December 2nd. That's later on this month. And that is going to impact the publishing schedule a bit. I'm going to put more information in the show notes and on social media if you're interested in joining us. That's also where I'll put details about our publishing schedule and all of that. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, Threads, and Facebook. We've got some amazing people supporting us over on Patreon. So thank you for everything you've helped us do. Jessie L., Joanna O., Lauren C., Sebastian I., Kat W., and Jean K. All right. When we left off yesterday, Anne had just watched band practice for the first time, and then directly afterward, Mal was a big dumb dummy and got a little too snuggly with an old friend in front of everyone. So Ev and the other girls are packing Anne up to do some comfort drinking, you know, like you do when you're 23. That's where we're jumping in for the second half of Play by Kylie Scott.
And so her and her gal pals are like, okay, we're headed out of here. And she is like, oh my God, this is it. Like, he ended the farce, intentional or not, because he's now mad. And like they part on not great terms. And then that she has girl time with her buddies. And then the entire next like 24 hours, she has texted him multiple times with no response. And she's like, oh,
fucking radio silence.
We're broken up.
Yeah.
We're broken up.
Yeah. And so she's texting him being like, how about I drop your stuff off at Ev's house or something? And no response whatsoever. And so, meanwhile, Reese is watching all of this being like, I mean, You had to know that a guy like Mal Erickson wasn't going to be serious about you.
How about you go fuck yourself, Reese?
How about you go fuck yourself? I think it's
also,
great...
interestingly, this entire time we have been seeing from her point of view that she is realizing, like, oh, I'm not as into Reese as I thought I was.
Yeah.
Like, he does not cause the same feelings in me that Mal does instantly. And honestly, I think a big part of that is because Mal gives you the time of day.
Absolutely.
At its core, what he is doing is not taking you for granted. I think that surface level, it might look like that because he makes a lot of assumptions, but it's not that he's taking it for granted. I don't know how to explain it, but it is different.
Well, and in addition to that, even when it feels like he's low-key negging her or whatever, Mal is incredibly focused specifically on Anne. There are no platitudes. There are no generic compliments. Everything is geared towards Anne. Meanwhile, Reese sort of sees her as this placeholder in life, you know, this avatar that, like, goes to work and, like, spends time with him when he doesn't have anything better to do.
He's the main character. She doesn't have a life outside of her interaction with him.
Exactly. To Reese, she is a person that he fits into his life when it's convenient. And for Mal, she is a person who is fascinating. And when she feels the difference, she can suddenly recognize it, you know?
To clarify, Melody, for Mal, she is his life right now.
Well,
everything that he is doing is, like, rotating around his own personal thing that he's going through. But, like, she is also at the center of this Mal tornado of decisions.
Most definitely. Yeah, she is fascinating.
For better or worse.
To a manic degree for him. Because everything's manic right now. So, anyway, she doesn't know what to do, so she goes home and she decides to, like, take a bath and, I guess, wait to hear from him. And then, all of a sudden, he comes just bashing into this house, and he's like, Anne! Anne! And then he bashes into the bathroom where, like, there are no suds in this bath. She's just naked as the day she was born, and he did not have permission to come in. And he's like, what the fuck is this? And she's like, it's your phone? And he's like, what, we're breaking up? You're breaking up with me? And she's like, I mean, I just kind of assumed that we were broken up because you spent the night with another woman. And all of your friends know.
Turns out he did it. He went to the hotel with his buddies because Davey told him, like, you should give her some time to cool down. And Mal, this is where you text her. You say, hey, I'll be home tomorrow. I'm out with the guys. Or you don't even have to say that, like, I'm going to give you the evening. I'm going to spend the night with it. Like, you talk to her.
Yeah, she literally says, hey, next time, instead of listening to Davey, why don't you listen to me? Why don't you talk to me about what's good for me and what's going to work for me and us? And he's like, oh, noted. And then, and this is wild because, this is where I continued having problems with how this is progressing and, like, Anne's psyche. Because he then climbs into the bathtub, shoes, jeans, shirt, and all. They start making out like bandits, I guess.
Well, it's while they're kissing that he climbs in, because they basically just face attack.
Yeah. And so as he climbs in, the water is flooding everywhere in that bathroom. It's probably
you're on
going
a second
through...
story. What are you doing?
It's probably going through the light fixture of the bathroom below, because that's exactly what happened to me in my apartment building, my last apartment building. The water came through the light fixture while it was on.
If there's enough water that it is leaking into the living room to the point that somebody else can register there is a flood happening, this is not... And she's just... dickmatized, I guess.
I mean, I don't blame her.
Concerned about
honestly.
this.
Yeah, I don't blame her in this everything is overwhelming. You know what I mean? There's too much stimuli to balance it all.
I ate it up with a spoon because
Same.
at this point I was on the messy bitch train. I don't care where we're going.
Absolutely.
Chug a fucking choo-choo. Yeah, fuck your downstairs neighbor. Let's fucking, let's go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they have a really hot, almost sex scene in this bathtub.
He flips them so that, also, I'm really sorry, listener, there was that microtrope earlier at the very first party where he turns mid-fall in order to be below her.
Yes! Oh my god, I even have that marked to comment on, but I saw what time it was. But yes, we do need to now, hour and a half later, acknowledge that it happened because it was so good. It was
so good. Yeah, and he kind of does the same thing now because her elbows are bumping all over the place, and so he flips them so that he's below her and she's astride him. Naked bath times, okay? They're still making out. He's he's got her tits in his face, and they hear his mom and dad show up to the apartment completely unannounced. And this is where I don't know that I would have been able to come back from it from a what are your intentions point of view. Because if I'm Anne, I'm thinking to myself, okay, you made a deal with me. We're going to do fake boyfriend, girlfriend. Okay, you are attracted to me, but it seems like I might just be a sex doll to you because you want to fuck and I am in front of you. That doesn't feel very personal to me, Anne. And then you are all over this other lady. You go radio silent overnight. I think that you've spent the night with this other lady. And then you love bomb me until your parents show up. And are you just getting back together with me because you need the performance for your parents? You know what I mean? This is where I had a really hard time.
I think it's so interesting, Melody, because it's interesting the way that you and I read books, right? Because in some ways we are very, very similar, and in some ways we're not. Mm-hmm. I am so completely removed from this book at this point that I'm just along for the ride. Long time ago, I have acknowledged it couldn't be me. And so this is all happening, and I might occasionally be like, that's fucking bananas, and see myself in very specific scenes, but I'm not asking any questions anymore. We're just along for the fucking ride. And that's where I was. So no, I couldn't come back from that. You're right. If I think about this, but granted, I wouldn't have come back a long time ago.
Yes.
So
no,
I wouldn't be here in the first place. And so I'm so far removed from this that I'm just
that makes
watching.
sense. That makes sense. It was just hard. I don't know how she's functioning without a very clear set of intentions and boundaries and rules and clarity, because everything is confusing and I don't know. But I also completely understand why she's not pushing to establish all of that, you know?
Well, yeah, because that's the fear that it could end.
Yes, she feels like this is her one opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to date Mal Erickson in any form whatsoever.
And, to be clear, listener, at this point in the book, she has acknowledged that she has feelings for him. This is, she is well aware that she has feelings for him and that she is just going to ride this high until it ends, because there's literally not a universe in which she can imagine this not ending. There's no other end to this but him ending things when he's gotten what he needs out of this.
Absolutely. And that makes sense to me. It just does, you know? So anyway, she decides that this is all fine, and he gets out of the bathroom and I guess does jazz hands at his parents long enough so that they quote unquote don't know that Anne is there and they were doing bath stuff together. But I couldn't, isn't he soaking wet? Why? What? Why wasn't that it doesn't matter. I don't know. It was so wild.
I had to whimsy this entire scene very hard because I'm well aware how much a clawfoot tub weighs because I've looked at buying one.
Yeah.
And with how much water they have described, there's no way that it did not go into the apartment below.
Well, yeah.
After not properly cleaning everything up fast enough.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
like, I whimsied this whole scene so hard that, okay, yeah, sure.
Fair.
He's soaking wet. Nobody's asking questions. But also, like, I feel like his parents have seen him in manic places before. And so they might legitimately be like, oh, yeah, it tracks that Mal was in the bath splashing around so much that there's water all over the kitchen or all over the living. Hell, it's probably in the kitchen at this point. It is literally a flood of water in this apartment, and it is not a large apartment.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And they might just be like, oh yeah, that tracks. He decided to just hop in the bath fully clothed.
Maybe.
It's not like he can't afford to replace the clothes if they're ruined.
Absolutely. So anyway, she finds out that she's going to dinner with him and his parents tonight as his girlfriend. And this is where we start to get a peek at what is going on behind the scenes for Mal and why he's in such an unstable mental place.
So I'm curious, did you clock from the very beginning? Because at this point also,
Yeah.
listener, we have seen a scene where he has been on the phone with somebody. The minute that phone call happened, I was like, oh, his mom's sick.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. There's been enough
Yeah.
things happening, like his mom is sick. And then tonight was
The confirmation, for sure.
Yeah, the nail in the coffin for, oh, that's macabre. But it is.
Yeah.
That, like, oh, yeah, his mom's dying. Like, soon.
Yeah.
At 1-800-Flowers.com, we know that connections are at the heart of being human. Whether celebrating life's joys or comforting during tough times, 1-800-Flowers helps you express what words can't. For nearly 50 years, millions have trusted 1-800-Flowers to deliver thoughtful gifts that help create lasting bonds. Because it's more than just a gift. It's your way of showing you care. Visit 1-800-Flowers.com/WWO and connect today. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/WWO.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like aloe or skins, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. With Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts are going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Skins uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
And we find out later on that his mom has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and it's so far into it that she only has like a couple of months, if that.
Yeah, like they're not even doing chemo because there's no coming back from the point that she's at. It's just making the rest of your life, living it as best you can.
Yeah, as good and as comfortable as you possibly can. And so it's really cute. They have a great dinner. They obviously love Anne. This is where he's very attentive. His arm is around her. He notices that she's really nervous, and so he gets her a double rocket fuel drink, which is basically a Long Island iced tea, but only clear liquor.
But Everclear?
Yeah.
Even in my coping mechanism drunkest.
Totally.
Never in a million years meeting my partner's parents for the first time am I drinking that.
No. And I mean, I did like it because he drinks a lot of it too. Like they're sharing it. And that was like a cutesy couple thing. And she really liked it. So that was fun, but it was hilarious. I would have been like, whoa, 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 flag on the play. Do not order that for me.
Yeah, and then this is when the scene that we talked about earlier happened. This is the media paparazzi, not paparazzi, but like fan frenzy craziness. And then like bullying people out of the way to get into the limo. And then they drop off his parents and he has shut down. So it was very clear earlier in this day that they are coming home from dinner and fucking like rabbits.
Yes.
And now seeing his mom, seeing her failing essentially, like just shuddering before his eyes.
Yeah.
It has thrown him into the dark side of his mental places, and he just needs to go play drums. And he is completely shut down. And she is now clocked. There's something up with his mom. But, like, also, she's like, you don't get to do this. So, like, you can go play drums because she's, like, they're basically quietly, without even speaking, arguing, right? Where, like, he's like, I'll drop you off at home and then I need to go play drums. And she is like, what's up? Can we talk about it? And he's like, no, I've said that we're not talking about it. I just need to go play drums. And she takes the Mal by the penis.
That's right.
And climbs on top of him because she's like, hey, so you can go do that, but you don't get to fuck up our plans for tonight. So we're doing it in the limo first. And then they just make out and end up having sex.
Yeah. In the limo on the way home.
It's hot.
Yeah.
It's fun. And then she's like, okay, you can go play drums now. And he's like, no.
Nice.
No, we're going home and doing some more of that.
Yeah. Because this breaks him out of his rut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what it is. Because Mal has 3 coping mechanisms, to my estimation.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll?
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Is
Truly.
it sex, drugs, and rock and roll?
Yeah.
Because I clocked that too. I was
That
like, he
is
either
it.
drinks,
Oh
he
my
either
God.
plays drums, or he fucks.
Yes. Yeah, that's hilarious. I didn't think about it in those terms, but that's definitely what's happening. Oh my God. Yeah, so he's got his coping mechanism. And that's what he did, like when he had this like huff after he hugged that lady and everybody was like bad Mal, non-verbally. What he did was like throw a fit and start going to play drums. And then like the rest of the band joined him again. And that's what he did the whole night until he crashed at Ben's house. He played the drums, got all of his angst out. He drank a ton and then he passed out at Ben's house. And that's his plan for tonight, except she offers a lovely alternative. And everybody's into it. And then when they're going up the stairs to her apartment to fuck it out again, who is on the doorstep but Reese with a bouquet of flowers? And Mal is like, hey, bud, like, ugh. And then she goes, Mal, why don't you wait upstairs and I'll handle this? So he gives her like this weird look and then mopes upstairs.
I loved everything about this scene.
Same.
Because she sends Mal off, she sits down, she talks to Reese, and he's like, I thought y'all were over. Like, they just have this conversation, and then he is like, okay, gives her the flowers, sad boys off into the evening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, also, I don't know if you noted, Melody, but I wasn't like, oh man, I really want Reese's book. I really want Reese's.
I have no interest in Reese whatsoever.
Reese, you are, I'm not going to say irredeemable, but not redeemable in a way that I have any interest in reading your book.
And that's the thing. He's like irredeemable, but in the most mediocre way. And that is Reese in a nutshell. But this is also Reese being pretty self-aware because he flat out says, like, I thought I had a chance because I finally see you as a potential romantic partner or being or whatever, right? And she's like, yeah, but I really like Mal, and he saw it from the beginning, And so Reese is definitely getting his comeuppance, which I enjoyed. But then Mal comes back down, and he's a stupid boy about everything because he's like, so you talking to Reese, huh? And she's like, yeah? He's like, yeah, we have sex in the car, and then you just like send me away so that you can prioritize Reese. And she's like, what?
She's like,
no, I asked you to go wait in my home so that I could say goodbye to him and come back to you. That's a weird interpretation of what just happened, dude. And it is very cute because he takes that posy and he runs it down to the lady who lives downstairs, which I appreciated. He's like, we're not having Reese's flowers in our house. Thank you so much. And then they go inside to have like great sex and reconnect and be a couple, essentially. And I think this is where he admits to her that she's been his girlfriend for real kind of the whole time.
Yeah, so they're on the steps when this happens because they basically have this DTR where they're like, they both are basically saying, this isn't fake for me and it hasn't been fake for a while. Like, I have real feelings for you. And they agree to muddle along together because she's only ever had one boyfriend. And that was like 6 years ago. And he's never had a girlfriend. So like, this is really them giving it a shot, but like neither of them have any idea what they're doing.
And acknowledging that they're beginners and there's a really good chance they're going to fuck it up. And so they're going to navigate that together. This was a really mature, fun, awesome conversation because they acknowledge their shortfalls while also... What?
I think this is one of the only really mature conversations of the entire book, really.
Maybe, but I think that I don't know, maybe, but I think
it tracks for them, though.
No, I'm saying, like, I think that take kind of reinforces the general notion that, like, comedy can never be serious. You know what I mean? Because, now, granted, she doesn't know whether or not he's joking, but he said, bam out loud, a lot of things.
You're right, actually. I used mature when I should have used serious.
Okay, yes.
I
absolutely.
conflated the two.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the first time when, like, he doesn't do something goofy and, like, you know, catch my farts and, like, leaves. That's the only thing.
I mean, it does end goofy, and it does end with some more really fun hot sex. The sex in this book is really fun. They're real fun together.
It's great. Yeah. So now they are leaving for tour, basically?
No, so I'm going to kind of zippy-zappy us here because now it turns into a thing where a lot happens, but kind of not a lot happens until like the climactic point of the book. Because they go out to big family dinner. Lori is the mom and the dad is whatever his name is. But they are out to dinner with the whole band. Like Lena's there, Ev is there, Anne is there. So are Mal's parents. And at this dinner, it comes out that Lori has ovarian cancer and that she only has a few months to live. Like it is...
Yeah.
It's critical time now.
And it comes out in the worst way possible, which is like just a hallmark of this group in general. Like it almost comes to fisticuffs. Jimmy's minder, the one that is currently trying to keep Jimmy out of the press for bad things, fits in perfectly because Mal says like, it's none of your fucking business or whatever. And then she throws an entire pitcher of beer in his face, which like, wow, Lena.
Let's just keep this messy train going.
Yeah, it's bananas. And I don't blame the other guys because, I mean, they're incredibly close to his parents in a way that regular friends aren't. You know, they grew up together. They know these people. And so the fact that they're keeping the secret of her cancer diagnosis and...
the fact that she's dying soon.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's wild to me that Mal and everybody else are mad that the guys want to know and are concerned and want to be a part of this.
Well, especially because her diagnosis, like the couple of months that she has left to live is happening during the tour. There is a huge likelihood that she dies while they're on tour.
Yeah.
And you're not going to give any of these people the chance to reschedule this thing so that all of you can spend time with this person who's important to you and like make the decision. Because like maybe they still decide to go on tour, but at least they're making an informed decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. And so oh man, they finally find out. And then Mal throws an absolute fit about this and storms off again. And Ev tries to stop Anne from going after him because Anne has his coat. Ev is like, well, let the boys handle this. And she's like, fuck that. This is ridiculous. If he wants me to be part of his life, then like, no, I'm not going to sit back while he's obviously having this awful moment. And so she finally ends up finding him at the practice space because the boys lose him at a certain point after they're like
bananas
fight.
that they did. When they lose him, that they don't immediately assume he's going to be somewhere breaking drumsticks on a drum set again.
Yeah,
like
I know. I was like, how good of family are you that you don't know that this is his coping mechanism all the time, every time?
So she ends up finding him. She basically just sits and lets him process the way that he does. He is shit-hosed by the end of it because he's just playing drums, drinking bourbon. And then...
He's just guzzling scotch.
Oh, yeah,
which is
that's
a
what
hard
it is.
thing
Scotch.
to do. Yeah. Like,
yeah. And so and at this point, she had texted Ev to say, like, hey, I found him. He's at the practice space. Davey showed up a couple of hours ago, and he's playing with him while they're doing their thing.
It is really cute that all the boys, every time one of them has an emotional moment, they all like just very quietly start playing music with them to be like, we're here to support you, man, but not ever talk about anything. It's very cute.
Well, yeah, because like, why are we we don't need to talk about our emotions.
No.
We're just going to feel them in the music.
Yeah.
In the melodies.
Yeah.
So he is like just fucking, by the end of it, he's hammered. She gets some help getting him back to the house, and
he kicks her in the head. He accidentally kicks her in the head, falling over. He doesn't realize that he's done that.
Yeah, and so, he's a hot mess. He's a hot mess drunk train wreck, is what it is. Like, that's just, there's no other way to describe it.
So David helps him get back to the hotel. She stays with him all night. They're carrying him by the end of it, so she can't get him in the shower or anything like that. And the next morning, he's still determined not to talk about this thing that now she knows, right? Like, she knows what the thing is. He refuses to talk about it or process it with her or anything else. And so she subconsciously decides to model the behavior she wants to see in him. And so as he's so upset and hungover, she tells him her backstory about having to basically run an entire household from the time she was 16 on, and being the parent and doing the drop-offs and making sure the homework was done and making the money and filling the house with groceries and making the dinner and trying to keep her mom from killing herself. She basically drops out of school because she finds her mom lining up pills next to the bed to end her life.
That was
fucking
gut-wrenching.
cruel.
And that's not the only time that she had to do that. There were multiple times that's what she does. She has to stop her mom from doing that. So she has, understandably, an extremely strained relationship with her mom. Yeah. She has no interest in having anything to do with her. She's done.
Except that they still weekly call her, which I think is, she should just give it up. Lizzie can call her. Don't call her. Don't be a part of that. Just don't.
Well, and this is an example of her hurting her, like, she is harming herself to prevent harm from others because she doesn't do that. She could do that, but she's not going to because it's in her mind, it is part of her taking care of Lizzie.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing that she gets off her chest for the first time in her life in this moment is that there was a moment where she looked in there and she saw her mom preparing all of the necessities so that she could kill herself. And she thought about
she'd gotten there 5 minutes later.
No. She thinks about quietly backing up and pretending she didn't see anything.
Yeah, that too.
And she still to this day feels guilty about it. And I understand that, but I also understand, like, all the things that went into that impulse. You know what I mean? It's just awful. And so she tells him her trauma, and she's hoping that he's going to reciprocate, and he absolutely does not. But they do shower and have sex, and so there you go.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Whenever I need to send roses that are guaranteed to make someone's day, the only place I trust is 1-800-Flowers.com. With 1-800-Flowers, my friends and family always receive stunning, high-quality bouquets that they absolutely love. Right now, when you buy a dozen multicolored roses, 1-800-Flowers will double your bouquet to 2 dozen roses. To claim this special double roses offer, go to 1-800-Flowers.com/WWO. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/WWO.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Thursday Night Football is on, and it's only on Prime Video. This week, the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans collide in an AFC showdown. The Houston Texans, the question is on the offensive side, can they protect the quarterback to give him time to throw it down the field? It's a gridiron battle at NRG Stadium that you just can't afford to miss. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with football's best party, TNF Tonight, presented by Verizon. Not a Prime member? Not a problem. Simply sign up for a 30-day free trial. It's the Bills and the Texans, Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime Video. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
Lowe's knows that saving is always top of mind, especially this season. That's why we've picked some great deals for early Black Friday. Get free select DeWalt, Cobalt, or Craftsman tools when you buy a select battery or combo kit. More tools? Why not? Plus, we've got select pre-lit artificial Christmas trees starting at $59.98 because it's never too early to think Christmas. Get Black Friday prices without the crowds. Lowe's, we help, you save. While supplies last, selection varies by location.
And now this is when we hit the third act breakup. Listener.
Yeah.
Because it is the first night of the show. Lori and the dad. Why can I not remember? He's just doesn't
I don't
matter.
think he gets a name. She is named by name a lot of times, but he's either her husband or his dad a lot of the times.
Yeah. So they get to this thing. They are at the show. The show is happening. They're all watching from the sidelines. It's her first actual. She gets the here we are.
She can feel the energy from the crowd. Like, she understands the spectacle. She gets why, like, this could become addictive as, like, a band member, you know? She gets to experience all of it, and she's standing right next to a very, very proud mama until proud mama
fades.
Yeah, she kind of collapses a little bit. Yeah. She fades, she loses her energy, and she gets held up by Anne until the dad picks her up and takes her backstage. And Mal is about to throw his drumsticks in the middle of a song and go see if she's okay. And Anne is like, just, you know, mimes to him like, I'm going to go take care of it. You stay here. So she goes back there. This is when she finds out the exact timeline of when the mom is going to probably die. And she finds out that it has been sped up. They just went to a doctor's appointment and they say she's probably got like a week left at most. So... yeah. She is like, you have to tell your son, look me in my eyes right now and tell me that you're going to tell your son. And the dad is like, yeah, it's really unfair to ask Anne to keep that from him. Like, that's not a thing we should do.
Which implies to me that if Anne hadn't found out, they were going to keep it.
Yep.
What the
Yep. Can you imagine?
No, I literally cannot fathom this. Like, oh my God, if you're the most important parental figure in all of these kids' lives, no wonder they're a bunch of messy bitches.
I mean,
what
seriously.
The fuck, parents?
Seriously.
What the hell?
Yeah. So everybody comes off stage and the machine behind the band is doing the normal, we're having a party backstage after the show. So everything is set up to like party all night rock star style. Meanwhile, his mom is laying on the couch until, like, somebody props her up, basically. And Mal comes in and she's like, hey, I think you should go talk to your mom for a minute. He gets the news right then and there about like the week update and looks at Ev and he's like, I need you to go get me like a scotch or a something strong, whatever it is, and a Gatorade. And Ev is obviously conflicted about about enabling him, essentially.
So she does get back with these things and he drinks like half the Gatorade, whatever, and then he starts pounding that bottle of liquor. And everyone's like, oh my God, what the hell? Like, I don't know what to do about that. And then thank God that like I loved this so much because she stands up to him and she ends up taking the bottle from him. Like she says, that's enough. I tugged the bottle out of his hand. He obviously hadn't been expecting it because he didn't put up a fight. Big green eyes blinked at me, then narrowed into anger. What the fuck? He said in a low voice. Find another way to deal with this. That's not your call. You really want one of her last memories of you to be watching you get drunk? And then basically he's like, oh, it's not like she doesn't know what happens backstage. And she's like, no, you need to stop this. And like they literally just watched Jimmy go through this and go through rehab for this exact fight. And he's like, I'm not that bad. And she's like, okay.
And she's like, look at your fucking friends' faces. They're literally watching you at the start of the Jimmy path. And they don't know what to do.
And then Davey pops in because Mal's like, rehab, a bit over dramatic there, Davey. And he says, really? You're getting so drunk, you're accidentally kicking your girlfriend in the head. So mad you're putting your fist through walls. How's that sound to you? Sounds like someone who's got it all under control. And like, basically they're all calling him out, rightfully so in this situation.
Yeah.
Like, you need to, like, I understand that this sucks, but your coping mechanism also sucks. So,
and it's
like,
untenable.
And it's also hurting the people around you. And you're like, oh, I'm so sorry. No, sorry means jack squat if you keep doing it.
Yep, absolutely. And so she does not take any shit. She stops this from happening. And then he tries to be like mad at her about it. And he flounces off a bit. And then she's sort of navigating the rest of the party, trying to, like, she's hearing people talk about how, like, oh, I can't believe Mal is with that girl. And she's watching David and Ev in love. She's watching the mom and dad just sort of existing over here on this couch. And then all of a sudden, Mal, once again, gets up, jumps on a coffee table, and he's like, I have an announcement to make. I've made a decision.
He says, lots of shit's been happening lately, got me thinking about things. Life's short and you gotta make it count. Take the time to be with the people you love, keep them close to you. So I've come to a decision right here, right now. And literally the minute he hopped on that table and said, I have an announcement to make, I knew exactly what he was about to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then he does. He gets down on one knee on that table and he looks at Anne and says, marry me, Anne. And she's like, for good reason. She says, What? And he says, yeah, marry me tonight.
Yeah, and he's like, we're going to get a jet and we're going to go to Vegas.
And she says, it's only been a week. And he's like, I need you to do this for me.
This was the creepiest line of the book. I need you to do this for me.
And she said, why? And he says, lots of reasons. Please.
Oh my God.
And then she's looking around at everything that has been going on. And everyone's kind of looking at this whole thing like misty-eyed because, like, this is how you do things. You get drunk and get married in Vegas, right? That's how you do things in this friend group.
I mean, and it's clear
that's that's what she's thinking.
Yeah, no, yeah. Yes. But she also acknowledges that, like, Ev definitely looks conflicted, but at the same time, like, if it works out, then no harm done. And the mom wants to see him settled before she dies.
Yeah. And she thinks to herself, she says, but this wasn't romance. This was insanity.
Yeah.
Because this isn't just they get drunk and do the thing. This is like Mal is having a full mental breakdown right now about everything that's going on. And so
that
she
makes
says,
sense.
don't. And then she says, I can't marry you just to make your mom happy. And he says, it's more than that. And she says, it's not. If it weren't for her being sick, there's no way you'd be asking me this right now. And he says, but, and she says, I'm sorry. No. And then he stands up and leaves. And she also leaves because
she's humiliated. He's humiliated.
What do you do?
Everything is awful. You don't come back from this, basically. And she also knows it's absolutely the right decision. I loved this about her because she had absolute clarity of mind and heart and spirit in this decision. It sucks. Everything is awful. But this was the correct action to take. And there's no disputing that from Anne's side, you know?
Yeah.
And, the other thing that we find out, I had a question for you on this because according to him, it seemed like not really for like the mom reason. In my mind, he was trying to downplay the, I want to look settled for my mom and like give her that comfort before she dies. But then he tells Anne that he wanted to do the fake relationship with her because he wanted a chance to get to know her as friends before they did anything romantic. And I'm still not sure that tracks for me. I want it to.
Nothing about the reasoning tracked for me from the beginning of the book. Like, his reasons didn't track. But part of it, I think, is because I read the synopsis of the book, so I thought this was going to be like a bad boy needs a good girl to rehab his image. And so I was already kind of all over the place going into this because I was expecting the reason to be very different from what it was.
Yeah.
And I clocked that like about halfway through that I had come in with certain expectations.
Sure.
That were subverted. And so I was already kind of confused about why they were doing certain things. But like, it's all over the place.
That's
like,
fair.
If there's anything, like, he never explicitly lies in this book, but he definitely lies by omission.
Of course. Yeah. Well, okay, so then after that, we see a week later, the gals are trying to do an intervention for her because she has just been, like, rage and sadness cleaning until she goes back to work. Because she took off work to go on this tour with him, and she can't go back to work yet. And so she's just cleaning her entire house, including the ceilings, which, like, been there. When you're cleaning the floorboards and the ceilings.
When I read this book, she was like, it was dusty. And I did read this, but I was reading it. I remember very vividly. I was reading it on my TV and I like paused and I looked around for a second and then I looked up and went, no.
Oh, shit.
I'm not going to contemplate that, actually. I'm not going to look that closely. I have no interest in knowing how dusty my ceilings are.
I have been here exactly one time, and it was after I was arrested and thrown out of school. So, yeah, that's the time when I would just cry and clean Tanya's house, because she was the person I was staying with, since I also got kicked out of the dorms.
Yeah. That
never had a cleaner house.
Generally happen.
Yeah.
When you're no longer in a school.
So anyway, all of a sudden, she is like, she's going to go out with Reese for dinner on her birthday. Oh, also, I'm sorry, during this intervention with the ladies, Ev comes and she's like, he's having a really hard time. I think that if you ever cared about him at all, you should come to where they're basically posted up beside her deathbed and be there for Mal. And she admits that she's already reached out to Mal and offered to do anything she could, offered to be there, offered to be his support, and got absolute fucking radio silence back again.
Except for the one time he responded with one single text message, no.
Yeah. Ooh! And so she's like, yeah, he told me out loud that no, and I can't do that to myself again.
My rejection sensitivity.
Oh,
not
dude.
only would I never text him again, I would never. I don't know that I would
move?
ever. Yeah, like I'm walking into the forest never to return.
I would restart my life in Kansas. Like, I don't know what I would do, but it would be rough. So anyway, then she's gonna, on her birthday, go out to dinner with Reese. And she notices that Reese is late. And so she's like, oh, what is going on? She's texting him. And then she goes downstairs to like check things out. And all she sees outside on like a lawn outside of her apartment building is two men rolling around on the ground, punching each other and grappling and screaming obscenities and being the most. And it's Reese and Mal. Mal is here, and he's assaulting Reese for having the audacity to go out with her on her birthday.
Well, so I have a question. Do we ever find out who started it? I don't think we do. It's just she walks into the middle of it.
In my heart. No, I know in my heart that Mal and Reese showed up at roughly the same time. Mal watched Reese try to go to the door, and he was like, over my dead fucking territorial body. And he just body slammed him before he could get there. That is absolutely what happened. Mal was like, no, I'm going to physically stop you from going in there. And also, I'm going to beat your ass for having the temerity to try and be with my woman. Is what happened. I saw a running leap that Mal did into Reese to start.
Oh my God,
this fight.
You're so right. There's
That's
no
what
way
I
that
saw.
he did not end up fucking spider monkeying on this man's back while he staggers around with a bouquet of flowers.
Yeah.
And then what happened is he lost his balance. They fell on the ground. And then Mal was on the bottom, on the bat. He fell on top of Mal. And then Reese turned around and slugged him. And then Mal gets pissed off and slugs him back. And then they're just tussling.
And they're rolling around. It's a tussle. Yep. That is what happened. Absolutely.
Oh my God.
It's canon.
You're right. So she literally hops in the middle of it because she's like, stop. And they don't stop. Well, no, I'm so sorry. She basically gets them to stop for half a second, but then one of them says some dumb shit, and then they're right back at it again.
And Reese swings for Mal and ends up somehow hitting her in the eye socket.
She literally gets in the middle of it in front to stop it.
That's what it was.
And she hops in the middle of it. And while the punch is in motion, she drops to the ground. They're both like, what the fuck? At this point, Nate and Lauren are on their way back from going out to party that night because she's like, hey, are you home? Because I need Nate right now.
I need help.
I'm not capable of stopping this.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're right. You weren't.
I mean, you're capable, but not ideal.
at the cost of your own unconcussed brain.
Yeah, an orbital bone. You know what I mean?
Whenever I need to send roses that are guaranteed to make someone's day, the only place I trust is 1-800-Flowers.com. With 1-800-Flowers, my friends and family always receive stunning, high-quality bouquets that they absolutely love. Right now, when you buy a dozen multicolored roses, 1-800-Flowers will double your bouquet to 2 dozen roses. To claim this special double roses offer, go to 1-800-Flowers.com/WWO. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/WWO.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
Thursday Night Football is on, and it's only on Prime Video. This week, the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans collide in an AFC showdown. The Houston Texans, the question is on the offensive side, can they protect the quarterback to give him time to throw it down the field? It's a gridiron battle at NRG Stadium that you just can't afford to miss. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with football's best party, TNF Tonight, presented by Verizon. Not a Prime member? Not a problem. Simply sign up for a 30-day free trial. It's the Bills and the Texans, Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime Video. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
You've finally broken loose from work. 3 friends, 1 tea time, and then the text. Honey, there's water in the basement. Not exactly how you pictured your Saturday. That's when you call us, Cincinnati Insurance. We always answer the call because real protection means showing up, even when things are in the rough. Cincinnati Insurance. Let us make your bad day better. Find an agent at CINFIN.com.
And so then there's like a scratch that's happening next to Mal, and we figure out that he's brought her a puppy for her birthday and like gives it to her. And then is immediately like, hey, Reese, you fucker, hold this puppy so that I can carry my woman into her apartment again. I don't remember why she needed to be carried.
Because she's fucking concussed out the wazoo. She's literally stumbling because of how hard she got hit in the face.
I mean, yeah, she got decked.
Hey, listener, I also need you to clock this. I'm just going to bring it to your attention in case you didn't clock it yourself. Notice that Melody and I are referring to her as his woman instead of his lady wife.
Yeah.
Because those are 2 very different things.
They're different things.
And she is not his lady wife. She is his woman.
That's right. She might be upgraded at some point, but not right now.
I was going to say, like, all lady wives are womans. But not all womans are lady wives.
That's
very important distinction. This is a square and a rectangle situation. So they're all in the apartment and she's like, okay, I need to talk to Mal and everybody else needs to leave because I'm choosing Mal. I'm going to give him another chance because I love him. And Reese finally accepts that he's never going to have her and leaves. Nate and Lauren go off and do their thing. And then they have their little come to Jesus moment with each other where, like,
he apologizes for abandoning her again. She's like, if we're doing this, you're never fucking allowed to do that again, because after every single confrontation or, incident that's happened, you've just walked away and not thought about my feelings at all.
I have abandonment issues, Mal.
Right?
I cannot keep doing this over and over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they end up like after messy. It's a very short conversation for how dramatic although, you know what? I guess it's not short when you really consider the timeline.
Yeah.
Of their life and relationship.
Absolutely.
Everything happens at Mach 15.
Yeah.
So actually, this was an extremely long, drawn-out conversation before they're sucking face again. And they're together foreversies again. We see epilogue where
they have to get a new house because this apartment complex doesn't allow puppies or any pets at all.
Mm-hmm.
So he buys the condo right next to Dave and Ev. And so now she lives in a fancy condo, and her mom shows up for Thanksgiving, which I did not love. And that's fine. We all make our choices and concessions.
Yep.
And that's it.
They're
Bye,
together
everyone.
Forever.
Yeah.
And you know what?
And I loved Book.
I loved Book. I am going to gobble. I am going to gobble the next 2 books. Like truly, this series, more than a lot of contemporaries, is one that has me going, I understand the love of reality TV.
Yes.
I get it.
Yes.
You know what? It couldn't be me. I don't want to be friends with these people. I don't want to date these people.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be at least 1 degree of separation removed from extreme drama.
Yeah.
I love hearing about it. And this is my God, y'all are like a spoon crack.
Yes. So the next book lead.
It's got to be Jimmy and Lena, right?
Jimmy and his minder. Yep. His minder, Lena, because she quits at the end of this book. At some point, Lena disappears because she quits. And I'm pretty sure that's when Jimmy has to like go after her and be like, now that you're not my employee, we can be together. I don't know. Who knows? And then the last book in the series, other than the novella, which is very important to me, Melody, that's Margaret and Secret Service man, security bald boy, who is great at everything, and he's quiet and stoic and just the rock of the group. Remember him? Doesn't matter. That's her. That's a novella. And then the last book in the series.
Who's Margaret?
That bitch who cheated on David. The sister.
Oh.
Yeah, Ben's sister.
Ben's sister.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, I don't remember
She and the
that at all.
security guard get together.
I have the novellas on my to read. So like I will, because there's at least 2 of them. And
I didn't know that. I only know about the I don't think her name is Margaret. I think that might be one of the reasons you don't know who she is. I don't know. I know it starts with an M.
Well, I was
Doesn't
thinking,
matter.
isn't Margaret the lady from the not Sword Heart, but from the Paladin series, the spy lady?
Psh, no idea. Doesn't matter. So anyway, and then Ben, do you want to know who Ben's heroine is, Sabrina?
Is it Lizzie?
It's that little sister. It's that little sister.
Oh my God! Thank fucking God! Okay, listener, we did not even dive into it because there's just not enough time in the day. But like, there were so many like flirty moments and interest between Ben and Lizzie, but like age difference and like protective older sibling and blah blah blah. So like, obviously nothing happened.
Yeah.
And I was reading it and I was like, they have to be endgame, right?
Yes,
They
absolutely.
they have to end up together. And the joy that I feel right now, knowing that Ben and Lizzie end up together, I cannot wait for that messy shit. I'm pretty
sure the premise of the book is Ben trying to keep Lizzie out of trouble in Vegas. I'm pretty sure that's the setup for the whole book.
You know what? None of the people in this friend group has any business ever being in Vegas. All of you, like none of you are allowed in party cities. I need all of you to go to fucking Lincoln, Nebraska.
Right.
And like settle down there. You're not allowed near clubs. You're not allowed near large alcohol centers. You're not allowed, like, I need you to be in a dry county, in a dry state, and somehow avoid all of the meth. And
No,
but
truly.
actually, you know what?
It's so good,
no,
though.
I don't want any of you to do that. In fact, here, I'm
you gotta live in
handing you
Vegas.
I'm handing you the bottle of vodka and buying you a plane ticket to Vegas because I just want to sit here and witness.
Yes.
I just want to witness it.
All right, Sabrina, what is your lady love?
Oh, sweet fucking Jesus. Okay. So, my lady love is, boy, a neighbor that cooks too much and loves to feed people.
Ooh.
I have a neighbor who he makes food and he'll just randomly show up at my house and be like, knock, knock, and I open the door. And then I've lived in the South a long time, y'all. Like at this point, literally almost half of my life. And red beans and rice is a thing here. And he makes the best fucking red beans and rice I've ever had in my life.
Ooh.
He made this other thing that was delicious. He made another thing that was delicious. And last night I was literally thinking to myself, man, I really should get something to eat. And then knock, lo and behold, here him is.
I love it.
Chili. And it was fucking delicious chili. So my lady love is just, man, don't feel awkward when your neighbor is like, let me feed you.
Yes.
Just accept it. And actually, I think you know what? You've heard the story now. My actual lady love is having a neighbor next to you who can cook and cooks too much food.
Wasn't that what
Because like I've had,
you said
no,
that
at the end I was basically saying like have a neighbor that likes to feed you. And no, because I've had neighbors who can't cook, who like to feed people. And I'm like, how do you politely say, please don't bring me food?
Yeah.
I don't want your food.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway.
All right, my lady love, if you are feeling frustrated like I am, I have a couple of different resources that you might be interested in. There are a few different organizations that are building like grassroots movements, either to create a pipeline for progressive Democratic candidates going forward, or there's also a subgroup that's like within the Democratic umbrella, but not the bullshit we have going on now. So if you're interested, check out the Working Families Party on Instagram. They're at Working Families, and they're just a progressive grassroots political party. They're interested in like the populist message that a lot of progressives are, because My Lady Love is also fucking Zoran Mamdani getting elected in New York with the most votes since 1963 or something crazy. He got 1 million votes, just him. That's a big lady love, and it should be a fucking message to the establishment party. Anyway, so yeah, Working Families Party is really good. And then Run for Something is another organization that helps first-time candidates sort of get their campaigns off the ground, and they target and they always go with progressive Democrats or like Democratic Socialists, I guess, whatever they decide to call themselves. So those are 2 resources that you might want to check out, support, get involved with, whatever you are interested in. If you feel like you need to do something and don't know where to start, that might be a place. Because I'm fucking livid.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, listener, keep being a badass and love yourself as much as you love going first in lady loves.
What?
Because it means that your super serious, poignant co-host goes second, and you're just like, hell yeah, free food. No, you know what? Fuck that, Sabrina. No, I reject the whole premise of this keep being a badass, because you and your neighbor are doing what we all need to be doing, which is taking care of each other community.
Yes, growing our micro communities, making sure that everybody in your proximity are safe.
Yes, I agree.
You are doing the work too.
It just made me laugh because I was like, you were talking, you're like all of these, and I was just like, and you know what? Actually, I guess just that was a joke. That was definitely a self-deprecating joke. But it is true that like sometimes you, in many ways, in some ways, you just have more spoons to do that specific work that you're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay, because like one of the greatest reminders I've been getting lately that I've been seeing is like you cannot refill somebody's cup from an empty cup kind of thing. And so like if you are constantly running on empty or half empty, you like you're no good to anybody else if you're trying to do more than you're actually capable of doing.
Most definitely. Yeah.
That just
I completely agree.
Food for thought.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right to reject that joking, keeping a badass, but also I'm allowed to occasionally make a self-deprecating joke.
Absolutely.
I make them less than I used to, which is progress.
Yes. All right. Keep being a badass and love yourself as much as you love messy bitches from afar.
I was literally, that is almost a word for word what I was actually going to say.
Okay, bye.
Love you, bye.
Thank you for listening. Next week, we are going to be back with an unexpected Thanksgiving special, care of HB Caroline, Waking Up with the Duke by Lorraine Heath. Heaving Bosoms is produced by us, Melody Carlisle and Sabrina Bradley. Editing is done by me, Melody Carlisle. Our theme music is by the incredible singer-songwriter Brittany Fonts, and our art is by the ultra-talented author Kate Pryor. If you like our show, remember to follow us on your favorite podcast app, rate us 5 stars, and leave a review. That one small action is a huge way to help the show. If you want to get in touch with us for advertising inquiries or anything else, you can email us at heavingbosomspodcast@gmail.com. If you want more of us, visit patreon.com/heavingbosomspodcast. You can also find us on Instagram at Heaving Bosoms, on TikTok at Heaving_Bosoms, and in our Facebook group, the Heaving Bosoms Geriatric Friendship Cult. See you next week.
When it comes to delivering flowers for life's special occasions, trust the name that's been setting the standard for nearly 50 years, 1-800-Flowers.com. From breathtaking bouquets to one-of-a-kind arrangements, 1-800-Flowers is your authority on quality blooms. Always fresh, always stunning, always delivered with care. And right now, for a limited time, you can save up to 40% off your bouquet and make someone's day. Save up to 40% off today at 1-800-Flowers.com/WWO. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/WWO.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Thursday Night Football is on, and it's only on Prime Video. This week, the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans collide in an AFC showdown. The Houston Texans, the question is on the offensive side, can they protect the quarterback to give him time to throw it down the field? It's a gridiron battle at NRG Stadium that you just can't afford to miss. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with football's best party, TNF Tonight, presented by Verizon. Not a Prime member? Not a problem. Simply sign up for a 30-day free trial. It's the Bills and the Texans, Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime Video. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
All right, remember, the machine knows if you're lying. First statement, Carvana will give you a real offer on your car all online.
False.
True, actually. You can sell your car in minutes.
False? That's gotta be...
True again. Carvana will pick up your car from your door, or you can drop it off at one of their car vending machines.
Sounds too good to be true, so... True!
Finally caught on. Nice job. Honesty isn't just their policy, it's their entire model. Sell your car today, too.
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.